we're also going to add some citrus to it. So the thing I want to tell you about citrus is if you add citrus early to something and then you cook it for a long period of time, your citrus is going to get extremely bitter. So I like to finish with my citrus. After we put our proteins in, we're going to add our proteins and our roasted red bell pepper, which we have here. We'll put that in and then we'll finish with our lime. So even though the recipe has a set amount of sugar, a set amount of lime juice, a set amount of fish sauce, this is how you're going to balance your flavors. So if you finish your curry and you feel like, hey, my curry needs more salt, add more fish sauce to it. That's where you're going to get your saltiness from. If you taste your curry and it's not sweet enough for you, add more sugar to it. If you feel like it needs more acidity, the limes you can go crazy with. It's good to have a lot of acidity in there. You can really customize your curry to your own taste because we all have different palates. We all like things to taste a specific way. I'm really just giving you a general guideline, a tested recipe that I know to be great, that I like. But some days I feel like having something with a lot of acid in it, and I'll throw an extra lime in there. Sometimes my palate is not picking up salt, so I want to add more salt, and I'll put more fish sauce in there. So really, it's about your preferences. We got it back up to a boil now. So we're gonna put our shrimp in there. Oh, thank you. So we're gonna add our shrimp in here. And I'm going to turn my heat down to low because I don't want, like we talked about, I don't want to overcook my proteins. Everything's cooked in our curry already. We're going to put our squid in. And then we're going to add our mussels. So be really careful when you put your mussels in and you're mixing your curry. You don't want to break your shells. You don't want any shell debris in there. If you have concerns about it, you can take the muscle meat out of the mussel shells and put it in. For appearance, I like the shells in there myself. I think they're really nice. So we're gonna mix it in. We're gonna get our roasted bell peppers in here, which is gonna give us some great color. This is about 4 ounces of roasted red bell peppers. This adds another great layer of flavor. The roasted bell pepper flavor, it just lifts up the dish. So we have our proteins in. We have our red bell peppers. I'm gonna just keep cooking for a minute. All right. So the way you're going to test this is grab a piece of protein. It's all cooked already. Let me pull out a shrimp here. So I'll just pull out one of my shrimp. Yeah, this looks good. So I'll pull one of these guys out. I'll check the temp, make sure it's nice and hot. Okay, so it's not quite there yet. I'm gonna turn my heat up a little bit. I know I'm not far off, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna start squeezing in my lime juice. So each one of these wedges is half a lime, so I'm gonna start with 2 limes in here. I'm gonna go from there. If you ever have any doubts about how much of something you should add, put in a little bit to start. Once you put something in, you can't take it out. But if you don't put enough of something in, you can always add more. That's one of the most important rules we learned the chefs, you know, especially when it comes to salt, don't put too much salt in to start. Put a little bit in, taste it. You know, if it needs more salt, you can add it. Once you go too much salt or too much of anything, you can't take it out. You're stuck with it. So do that just a minute. All right, so I'm just gonna turn my heat up a little bit. I'm gonna taste my sauce. See, for me, that sweet is good, but it doesn't have enough saltiness in it. So I'm gonna add a little more fish sauce in. I'm gonna go another ounce of fish sauce. So I'm just gonna, while I'm trying to bring my proteins up, I'm just gonna bring up my heat one more time, make sure my fish sauce gets in there. Oh yeah, I can smell it now. All right. We have any questions?
No questions so far. We're good.
All right. So I'm just gonna bring this up to temp. If you notice your curry gets too thick, what you can do is you can add a little more coconut milk. You can add more citrus. You can add water, depending on what flavor profile you're going for. That's where your best bet's going to be. If you add water, just check your seasonings again, because water is going to bring your flavors down. If you put coconut milk, just be aware it's going to get sweeter. If you put fish sauce, just be aware it's going to get saltier. Let's see where we're at now. Oh yeah, that's it. So I'm just gonna bring it up to a boil really quick because of my fish sauce. Oh yeah. We're good. Now we're gonna plate.